But could you tell me a little bit about what it was like when you were in the first grade? You remember in the first grade?
Oh, yeah, I do. I loved it. I moved around a lot when I was young, so I went to two different schools just in the first grade alone, but once we got situated, I really enjoyed, the first grade. I had friends, and it was fun, and I was a kid, and life was easy, no problems, no money problems, no anything,
Did you have to ride the school bus, or did you walk to school?
I walked to school. It was right up the street. It was on a hill, right, like in walking distance from my house. I live in a suburb of Boston, and I lived in a city next to Boston called Everett. I lived there till I finished grammar school, and then we moved to where I am now in Lynn, which is near Boston. I'm like 20 minutes north of Boston. So I entered junior high when we moved here, and then, finished high school, and then I did go to college for a little bit.
Okay. You remember last week, or just the other day, they had some gas explosions up that way?
Yes.
Well, okay, you know where that was? I mean, you familiar with that area?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably about less than a half hour away from where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up that way. It was years ago.
I actually, I used to go horseback riding all the time, and there was a place in North Andover where I used to ride. I rode there for years as a kid, and then stopped for a few years, and then as an adult, I went back and rode for a few more years, and then I had a bad accident, like a somersault over his head, and landed flat on my back. That was from 15, 18 feet up.
Do you still ride now?
No, I can't. I can't ride anymore. I wish I could. I loved it. It was the greatest feeling. Have you ever done that, Rick?
Yes, it's been a while. Yeah, I've ridden. Yeah, been a long time, but I miss it. Come to think of it.
Yeah. It was great, and I even, at one point, someone told me about a place down in Cape Cod where you could ride on the beach at sunset. So I went and I rode. It was I'll take that with me to the grave. It was the best feeling.
Wow.
I never galloped so fast, and it was so beautiful.
Right.
I had tears in my eyes and a smile on my face at the same time. So it was so great that I went back, because I was there for 2 nights. I went back the next day, and I was able to go again. And there was only 4 people, counting myself, that had gone out. So it was a small group, and it was fantastic. It really was great.
Wow.
I couldn't get anybody to go with me, so I went alone, but it was worth it.
Horseback riding on the beach in Cape Cod.
Yeah, it was great. At sunset. Oh my God. It was like something you'd see in a brochure for Hawaii or something, We didn't go in the water, but that would have been nice too, just riding on the, in the water a little bit, but I was happy. I thought, I could die right now and I'd be happy.
Where did you run into music in your life?
Well, that started when I was about, I'd say very young. Can't even give you an exact age, maybe, 4 or 5. My parents, we used to go to a lot of the county fairs, and they used to have, people set up with the Hammond organs. I don't remember this, but my mother used to tell me that I would just be drawn to them like a magnet, and they couldn't get me away. And so my father ended up buying a small organ, and we took lessons, me and my brother. That's where it started. And then, like a few years later, I'd say that maybe I was around 5. Then I started listening to country music because my father worked next door to a radio station, and they used to give him all the old demo albums, and they were country and I liked it. You know, I mean, I could listen to a little bit of it now, but not like I did then, you know. And then the blues, I think I liked gospel first, and then I got into the blues one day. I was listening to the radio in my car, and I heard this song. I think, I don't know if I told you about it. It was called The Sky is Crying. Stevie Ray Vaughan does it, and also George Thorogood, which is the version I heard was George Thorogood, and I'm like, I was just in awe of the guitar, and it was a slide guitar, and very, very bluesy, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this, you know? Yeah. So I found out, you know, this was before we had the internet and everything, but I found out, I called the radio station, I got the album, and I bought myself a harmonica, and I started practicing and playing along with the album.
You did.
Yeah, so that's how I learned. You know, I don't know all the tricks that you do, like bending notes and things like. You know, but I mean, I'm fair. You know, like I would love to jam with you, but you know, maybe you could give me some pointers. But you know,
you scare me. Just the thought of anybody that can play The Sky is Crying on a harmonica scares me. You got to be bad. I know you're fine.
I love it. But I do. I love it. I love listening when you play. You know, I used to listen to Jay Giles' band a lot, and you know, anything that had blues harp in it, I was like, yeah, I love that. Or
so just the harmonica.
Oh yeah, the harmonica, and also the guitar with the slide. You know, when you put the over your finger. Right. I can't play, but I love the sound of that.
Elmo
you know, the
James.
real
Song.
Yeah.
That's his song, and I think those other people redid it, but he was known as the father of slide guitar.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah.
So, I mean, did you hear much blues up that way in Boston, like on the radio or much?
I can't really find any blues stations, you know, but I have, you know, my CD player in my car and in my house, and I'll listen to it, you know, there, or I'll listen on YouTube, or, you know, I watch your videos,
I was just about to ask you that. Do you remember when you ran into the blues room or ran into me the first few times?
It was, I think it was in February of this year, and I had come across you by accident, and I'm like, whoa. And I just watched for a little bit, and then, you know, I went on Periscope, like maybe a few days later, and I must have went on at the same time, and there you were, and I said, I'm going to watch this guy, you know, and like ever since then I've been hooked, you know, and the more I watch you, the more I hooked I get, and especially when I see you perform, you know, like in Mississippi and Clarksdale, and you know, it's like it just, I feel so honored that I know you. Not that we've met, but I feel that I know you, and I just feel like I'm really blessed, you know. I know this man, and to me, he's a celebrity, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so
really
cool. Hey, have you ever told any of your friends anything about the blues room, or tried to?
Oh yeah, I talk about you a lot, and you know, I try to get them to go. You know, like a lot of my friends do like blues, and I'll send them like clips of you, you know, and I'll tell them, you know, go on YouTube, look up Alabama Bluesman, and you know, I promote you as much as I can. I'll try to promote you, you know, and you know, I was actually talking to a friend of mine today that I hadn't talked to in a while, and I know she loves blues, and I said, you got to check this guy out. I said, he is fantastic, and I said, if you don't love him, then I'll never ever tell you have to check anybody out again. But I said, check them out. So I got to send her the link anyway. And I was yesterday I was watching your the show you did on was it Cherry Street?
Okay.
In Arkansas recently.
Right.
And oh my God, I love that. That was a nice, kind of a, longish set, more than 10 minutes. So
right.
It was, watching you play and, just watching you move with the rhythm and getting on your knees playing the harmonica. It was like, wow, he is something else. He's amazing. Yeah. And we all, we all love you, and we all kind of adopted you, like you're our Rick,
Yeah.
When we watch you, that's our Rick, And
so you've made some friends in that blues room too, haven't you, Dawn?
Yeah, I have quite a few nice people in there. It's really nice, and it's the other thing I tell my friends. I said, the first 10 or 15 minutes. All we do is say hi to everybody back and forth, and it's
right.
like we're family, we're friends we've never met, but everybody, is familiar with each other, and it's pretty cool. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
A lot of them are going to be listening to this talk right here. So
okay.
we'll find some of it we can use,
Sure.
But
sure.
If it was something you could say to them or tell them, what would you tell them, Dawn?
I tell them never stop listening to the blues. If you're not a patron already, to become one, because it's it's not a lot of money, and it's definitely helps bring your music to us, which we love. I mean, you do a lot for us. You pay for all that postage and do the raffles and, use your time and your equipment. And I know it's very
Amazing.
involved. It's, it's not just, like a few minutes here or there. It's, it takes you time to do what you do. And I appreciate it. And I think the others do too. But I think more people need to get involved. Yeah. They have to get involved as patrons. Like you said, even if it's $1 or $3, just anything you can spare, just do it. Just,
amazing.
Don't go to Starbucks for a month or something. Just,
What's really amazing is you've been real magical to have in the blues room. I mean, it's a treat that know that you're in there, and when you're not there, everybody wonder where you are.
Oh, that's really nice. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing to have you there. Yeah, we love it. Love you. And every night you say, I love you. Boy, that is so meaningful, Dawn. It means so much.
Oh, I know. And when you respond, it makes me feel so good. I love you too, Dawn. It's like, because I don't want you to think it's just empty words that I throw out every night. I mean it. Just like, I say, good night, blues family. Before I write to you, I say goodnight to my blues family, and everybody's really awesome. You always get a few idiots here and there, but usually they just come in and they're just curious and they don't come back, or I haven't had to block anybody. The only people I block is when I see the bots. I do block them. I don't know how that works on your end if I block them. Mm-hmm. I know that every night after I watch your broadcast, I always have anywhere from 3 to 6 people that are following me, and it's always these bots, sex bots, women, Hey guy, come watch me, It's like, no, thank you.
You go, girl.
Yeah. But I do, and I know that I could tap in a lot more hearts if I didn't spend so much time chatting with people. But that's part of the fun is to be chatting, and saying hi to the people.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Crystal and Jarhead's daughter and Cap's lady. They've all been great. They've all been really wonderful people, and I mean, I can't name everybody, but they're all great.
Absolutely.
I love being there. I missed I think I've missed twice since February. I loved most kinds of music, but other types more than others. Like definitely the blues. I like.
Do you think one day you'll get to play some for us, Dawn, where we can hear you?
Well, I was thinking about how you were doing the broadcast without the video. You did a couple of those, and I'm like, I hope he's not going to be doing that, at night, because part of the fun is watching him.
Right.
But I thought, if I could do it that way, maybe, because playing the harmonica is, like I've played in front of people, but it's hard because it's your mouth, and you get nervous, and it's I suppose if I did it a few times, then maybe I could scope myself doing it, visual.
That would be a real treat. If we just ever heard you play one note, I know we'd just be thrilled by it.
Well, how do you do the do it so there's no visual, like the way you have been doing those little clips?
It's a feature. It's a new feature they started a couple of weeks ago on Periscope called Audio Only.
Oh, okay.
It's on iPhones. iPhones only right now.
All right.
You got an iPhone or an Android phone?
I got an Android phone.
Okay, well that's why it's not there, but they ain't rolled it out yet for Android, but it's right beside the broadcast button where it says go live. It's right above it, and you see a little microphone. And you just tap that little microphone, and that'll be audio only. That's it.
All right. I'll see if I'll check that out. Yeah, I'd love to play, let you hear me and tell me what you think, and
Yeah, I can hear it already, Dawn. I can hear it already.
I have like one or what? I'm sorry, Rick.
No, go ahead. What you said? Go ahead.
I have like one or two songs that I made up. There's no lyrics or name of the song. I just something that I made up a few years back and that I play on the harmonica. But
okay, we'd like to hear some of all that.
Okay.
One day we'll catch you in a good mood and get you to play some for us one day. We'll do it.
Absolutely, I promise you.
The Blues Room gone deep with Dawn.
All right. All right. Sounds good.